My friends, hello and welcome to The World Is Not Enough SpeedLore, the series where we take a look at the history of The World Is Not Enough speedrunning, a video game on the Nintendo 64, through the lens of the players who speedran the game and the records they set. Now, today is the first time ever that I'm going to do a SpeedLore live on YouTube, on my main YouTube channel. And you might know that, I do indeed have the SpeedLore channel where I post the sort of completed, refined episodes with titles and all that. And I will be posting this there, but I figured that I would live stream it here on my main YouTube channel as part of, my ongoing efforts to live stream more here and enjoy and hang out with chat. So that's what we are going to do. Now, the first run of the night, which we've been doing for these TWINE SpeedLore episodes, is going to be watching our good pal Graslu play through the level. The level that we're featuring tonight is called Fallen Angel, and we can see it is the 12th of 14 levels in the game. In Fallen Angel, well, if I press play here, we see the objectives. On Double O Agent. Open security door with scanned fingerprint from Bullion. Rescue M at all costs. Stop Electra from warning Renard. And D, do not eliminate your allies. It's really, really funny and interesting because it's like Objective D, do not eliminate your allies, is kind of like made to be troll for the sake of it's just an objective to fail. You don't know who your allies are until you've kind of played a few times in the stage. It's like, well, who are they? And, we're going to see some of the allies right off the bat. So, yeah, Graslu playing through TWINE, Double O Agent, pretty cool run. And let's just give it a watch and learn a bit about the level. What happens story-wise is M has been, abducted by Electra, and so you need to hopefully rescue her from Electra and Renard, and they're going to crash a submarine and all that kind of stuff. So let's take a look. Okay, and yes, hello indeed to everybody in the chat. It is truly remarkable, and yeah, let's see what's up. So we load into the TWINE stage.
I could have given you the world.
The world is not enough.
What a classic line.
I'm looking for a submarine. It's big, black, and the driver is a very good friend of mine. Bring it to me.
What is going to happen in the cutscene here? It's too remarkable. Electra has shot Valentin. Unbelievable. So here's the run. Let's see what happens, baby. Yes, he said the line.
Avenge the death of Nikolai.
Oh my goodness. You go up here.
We tried to follow Electra, but she ran through a security door with a fingerprint activated lock. We have to find a way to open it.
That's some good environmental storytelling. And a huge thanks to the Book of Dark in chat for your super chat. So we see Graslu come up here. He talks to his ally. Don't eliminate the ally. And you're going to go in here and collect the scanner fingerprinter from there. That's what he just picked up on the box there. And their ID scanner empty. Okay. And a huge thanks to Alex Anderson in chat to Winnipeg. Thank you, Alex. A pleasure to see you in here. Hope you're doing well. So we see, you go up into this top area. There's a bunch of guards. You pick up the fingerprint scanner, and now you have to go down here, and you have to find and eliminate Bullion and scan his fingerprint. And that grants you access to the next part of the stage. And there's Bullion right there. We see Graslu zooming in, sniping him down, and Bullion passes away. Now, what's interesting is that you can't actually scan Bullion's fingerprint until a couple seconds after he's passed away. And that's going to come up in the speedrun strategies later on. Now, the thing is, as someone asked in chat, is this a speedrun? No, it is not really a speedrun. Graslu is just playing through the stage. It's his high-quality 4K playthrough of TWINE. So it's not really a speed run, but it's a great example to introduce you all to the level and how people do play the level, you know, how an experienced player might play it for, you know, when they're beating the game. So here we go. So here's bullying, and now you actually are going to, that guard comes and trolls you, which is very unusual. Now here's the fingerprint scan. There you go. He scanned Bullion's fingerprint. Now we're going to go see where you use it. And indeed, Ralph in chat asks if Twine is the game where you sneak into Davidov's car. You do. That's the level Night Watch, which you then sneak in the car and get to Midnight Departure. That was the last SpeedLore episode. If you go to the SpeedLore channel on YouTube, that is where you will find that episode. So you come up here. Now check this out. This is what's interesting. Fingerprint scanner in there. Great. Now there are 2 cameras in this room. If you don't shoot the cameras, you get trapped in this middle area. And toxic gas starts coming down to damage you. The only way to then escape is to pause for the grappling hook and grapple up here, which takes a bit of time. So you want to shoot at the 2 cameras and run up the stairs here. Okay? There's a few more guards you're going to encounter. Oh, they do. Alex Mirando asks if the developers of the game ever get taken aback when they watch videos on YouTube. I've heard of cases where they do, and they can't believe. They kind of get a little bit, I want to say, bothered by, very generally stated,
Put your weapons down now.
by how quickly people are able to beat the game and the glitches that they didn't find to patch. But anyways, Electra sends out this goon Gabor here to really finish you off, and they take your weapons, and she takes M to a different room. So you're supposed to get in like a punching battle with Gabor. You know, Gabor, one of her henchmen, one of her goons. So Grassloo does dispatch him by beating him up and getting his Walther PPK. You run up here. There was a huge leg spike there. Watch that leg spike again. You can really see it. I'll say when. Right there. Huge leg spike. Because it's like loading this room. So Grassloo dispatches those 2 guys, comes in here, and now it's like this dramatic reveal.
Put the gun away. You wouldn't kill me. You'd miss me.
I believe the line in the movie, I mean, it's a 25-year-old movie, it's like, Bond says, "I don't miss," which is kind of funny. And then what do you do here? Well, you have to silence Electra, and it comes to this confrontation. You have kind of fallen in love with Electra, and now, well, what do? You have to dispatch her, silence her to save M. And then the level fades out. Okay, wonderful. So there's the ending cutscene, Fallen Angel. You beat it, and Grassloo here has completed it in the lovely time of 3:30. Okay, 3:30. That's a solid time. Nicely done, Grassloo. And, yeah, pretty remarkable. And a solid run that he's performed here. How fast will the speedrunners that we get into in a little bit be able to beat this level? That is what we're going to find out over the next, course of the evening here. Okay, so let's look at the earliest history we know of Twine. Here's this page I go back to during these speedlores from March 2002. And on Fallen Angel, we have records of 108, 119, 126 by a fella by the name Pernicious P. My friends, who is Pernicious P? That is an investigation for another time, an old, GoldenEye speedrunner in Eliter. But those are the times that were the records in March 2002. 108, 119, 126. A few years later, We see, you know, by 2007, we see Boss has now gotten 104, 113, and 115. So, you know, he's improved these by a fair bit. 4 seconds on Agent, 6 seconds on Secret Agent, and 11 seconds on 00. And we're going to watch that 00 run. So this is, unfortunately, we don't have the deepest depths of historical videos in this game. But we do have some pretty old ones, and so we're going to watch Boss's 115 00 Agent. So we just saw Grassloo beat the stage in 3:30. What does it look like to see if someone beats it in 1:15? That's what we're going to find out. And this run, my friends, is a very remarkable speed run. So remarkable, in fact, that we're going to dedicate it to a SpeedLore champion. And this one's going to go to our friend, our newest SpeedLore champion, Roadblock. A huge thanks to you, Roadblock, for supporting SpeedLore over on Patreon. Much appreciated. Let's take a look at Boss's Fallen Angel 115 from around 2005 and see what he does differently, especially compared to that Grassloo run. So right there, no fuss, no muss. He's lasering guards down to, he's lasering his ally to get a weapon, jumps out here, snipes these explosives to pass away Bullion, strafes over, he scans Bullion's fingerprint from well above the area and comes back in here. You know, we saw Grassloo go down a whole set of extra levels to get the fingerprint scan. As it turns out, you can just scan it from up here. And that's pretty amazing. That certainly saves a good deal of time. Shoots out those two cameras, strafes up here, bingo, bango, bongo, shoots these guys to avoid losing too much health himself, shoots the lock on M's jail cell, and here we go. You don't have to fight Gabar. It's not an objective. You can just leave. And Boss strafes up here, shoots out these guys. He enters this room, gets the cutscene, and it's a lot faster. He did a lot faster than Grassloo did. No doubt about that. And there's Bond jumping off, and 115 00 Agent, a very nice run, and world record at the time, you know, surpassing what Pernicious P and others did. Tom in chat asks, does look down help in Twine? Great question. It seems like the answer is no. People still instinctively do it because they're used to it from GoldenEye, but it seems like the answer is no. And, you know, let's replay this once on mute again and just point out a couple things. For one, the run is in glorious 240p, which is a pretty remarkable bitrate. Yeah, that's your ally. You can't shoot him, but you can certainly stun him and take his weapon. He's stunning all these guys. Now, enemies, when you stun them, they'll drop their weapon, which you can pick up, but they'll then pull out like a PPK. So it doesn't like make them safe. And it takes a little bit of focus and shots to take out Bullion, but you can scan his fingerprint from above. And like, you cannot scan it the second he's shot. He has to kind of fall over into a certain flat position to be scanned, which is that's why it kind of looks like, oh, couldn't you like kind of be quicker there? But the answer is no. And Boss didn't pause at all. In modern runs, we see one pause for the fingerprint scanner, as is considered, you know, legitimate. It's not considered pause abuse, which, as we've gotten into in previous videos, is something that exists in Twine. It can affect the timer of the level. So here we go. That's exactly it, Good Mackie. 240p for the truest authenticity, no doubt about that. So a great run here by Boss. And yeah, Ralph brings up a good point. Imagine if Rare made this instead of Eurocom. It would be pretty epic if they did, but they did not, my friends. They did not. So there's Boss's 115. Great and historic record. Now, when Weister played this in the year 2013, he got a bunch of records. He improved the record quite a bit on Fallen Angel. Weissler took that 115 from Boss and dropped it to 108. Quite an improvement. And we're going to watch and, like, I don't know, can we find exactly where his improvements are? This is something that a keen eye is going to look for as we watch this next run. Henrik's Fallen Angel, 00 Agent, 108. A remarkable speedrun, no doubt. Not a single person can doubt this. And so this one goes out to a SpeedLore champion. And this one, in fact, will go to our SpeedLore champion, David Oak. A huge thanks to you, David O, for your support of SpeedLore on Patreon. Let's see how Henrik was able to save 7 seconds on Fallen Angel 00 Agent. So it's looking very similar right now. Jumps out. So instead of shooting the barrel, he goes right for Bullion. Gets the fingerprint. Comes around. Up here. You know, might have saved maybe 2 seconds there for going, you know, I'd have to do an exact comparison video, but like 2 to 3 seconds. Now, Boss did use like a A-B trick to get that, whereas Henrik paused for the item. And this was sort of contemporaneous with the pause abuse on cold reception being kind of discovered and discussed. And so it's generally considered okay to pause once for an item on a Twine stage. That's sort of the general rule of thumb. It's like you can pause to take an item, but don't pause 100 frame by frames to save time and affect the timer. And yeah, I do like how they just gave you sort of like a area to hide at the end of the stage. That's pretty funny and cute. But they did. And so there's Henrik's 108, and that, my friends, is indeed the current world record on this stage, Henrik's 108. Classic Frill asks me who I think would win in the fist fight between Xenia and Electra. I think it's got to be Xenia. She seems a bit more tough, I would say. So, anyways, let's just take another look at this run once more and point this out. So, yeah, stun this guard. You got to run in here, and this is the difference on Agent. You don't need to do that. And so when we get to the Agent records, you'll notice a difference there. But Henrik just coming here, and so Boss shot the barrels and then fired up Bullion, whereas Henrik just fires up Bullion. And so really between that and pausing to take out the fingerprint scanner to activate the door, it's locked otherwise. You know, between those two things, that's probably where most of the time save came from. You know, if I go back and watch Boss's run, you know, we could see how he kind of takes a bit more time there. And you wonder about shooting at the cameras. You know, Henrik did it quite quickly. And oh yeah, Boss definitely was more careful in that section. So these sort of optimizations over time that Henrik just played the level, he kind of YOLO'd it more. It's become official terminology. I wonder when YOLOing and YOLO'd are going to become playable in Scrabble, if they're not already. If there are any Scrabble aficionados who know the dictionary well, both the Collins and the North American, I would appreciate if is YOLO'd a playable word in Scrabble yet in YOLOing. Could someone bingo with YOLOing? Anyways, there's Henrik's 108. Great stuff. Now, there are not that many historical runs, even though, you know, I can yap about these runs forever and ever. So there are not too many historical runs on this stage, and that's part of why I enjoy doing TWINE SpeedLore, because I really want to share these runs and promote more activity in the game. And there's stuff to do with that point pretty soon. If I click here on the speedrun.com page and click 00 Agent, we can see that there is a little bit more activity, and we can see Boss and Weissler's records, but Speedrun Trainer got a 114 today. And on each difficulty, we're going to see 1 or 2 new players having played the game, or at least playing it recently. So let's watch Speedrun Trainer's 114. So shoutouts to Speedrun Trainer. Let's see what he's done here. So it looks like he's using a tighter screen. It could just be the aspect ratio of his capture, but he comes up and scans the thing. He might be playing wide, like widescreen or not widescreen, but like high color mode. I'd have to ask Speedrun Trainer about it. There's the fingerprint scanner. It actually says fingerprint scanned, which is pretty remarkable. And here we go. Nice movement through these difficult doors. Strafing up here. Nice shots. He's gonna pause. There, nice. He aimed the fingerprint. That was pretty good. Some shots here, you know, a little bit slower than Henrik, and that's certainly where some of the time difference came from. And bingo bango. He just really strafed through that. Nice shots. Good stuff. Oh my goodness. A bit of a mishap there, but it's going to be a difficult level to survive, an underappreciated one. He only takes out the one guard, strafes right in, and there's this Electra has been silenced, and bingo bango. So now he's going to take some refuge, and we get a time of 1:14 for Speedrun Trainer. Very, very nicely done. Great stuff, Speedrun Trainer. Okay, here's some cool new news for you, my friends. So in the past, we've been using speedrun.com to rank the Twine speedruns, right? So here they are. This is what we're going to watch tonight. Another 108 and 59. Okay, great. However, we did something cool. My friends, we acquired a new domain called TWINE007.com. And we now have a more elite style ranking system of the Twine records. This is very new within the last few days. We made a new website, more specific to Twine to rank the records. And we can see that, Weister still dominates. There's a few Bo Peeps here and there, but pretty epic stuff. So Fallen Angel, look at this. We got a new website, pretty sick. And yeah, if feel free to join the rankings. I'm not 100% sure all the functionality is there yet to join. I know you can link an account if you're already ranked. I forget if you can straight up join yet. Try it if you want to. And if you can't join yet, then we'll figure it out soon, But it's a work in progress, and I'm really happy to see this new website. It's going to be a lot of fun to rank these things and kind of have a more breadth of, just have our own website, more familiar with the GoldenEye style of website. So, but yeah, so first let's get back to the Twine World Records. Here's Boss's 1:13. So this is the first, again, this is the first documented record really with a video. We see Pernicious P claims a 1:19 in 02. And then we see Boss with a 1:13 in 05, 07. So let's watch that Boss 1:13 here. Yeah, mashed taters. It was a good theory I had there. So here's the thing. This level plays exactly the same as Double Agent. Let's see Boss be a bit quicker. I wonder, my guess is that he's not going to shoot the barrels. He's going to shoot Bullion directly. And actually, in fact, this run, a historic world record on the stage, is so remarkable, we're going to dedicate to a SpeedLore champion. And this one's going to go to our pal Noah. A huge thanks to Noah for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. Let's take a look at Boss's Fallen Angel Secret Agent 1:13. Wow, you don't have to punch. If you just hold Z with the scanner out, you punch. So he actually punched his ally there, which fortunately wasn't enough to pass him away. Auto aim is on. He gets, yeah, so that was it. He went for the Bullion instead of the barrels there. Here we go. Very nice strafing, very nice movement here. Nice shots. Opens the door. A little bit of time to aim at the cameras. I think that's going to be the big difference between him and Weister's 108, which is coming up. Kind of a more full speed thing there. Not quite a full speed lock. You could strafe the lock. Skip Gabor. Gabor trolls you so much on Night Watch. It's unbelievable. Strafes up. The bingo bango. He's in there. Shoots Electra. And that's it. There's the stage, baby. Fallen Angel Secret Agent. Pretty good one. We're going to see a time of 1:13 here. Pretty remarkable. There we go. Nice. Now let's just check it out once more. And really, I'm going to try to do a kind of a count of how long he takes at the cameras. And actually, I didn't even notice on that first playthrough if he paused for the scanner or took it out. So I'm gonna check that out as well. Let's see here. He's gonna strafe back in. His movement here was quite nice. He actually, okay, I was wondering if he jumped up the hill there, but didn't. So maybe he could have cut a corner with some jumping movement. It's up here. There we go. No pause. So you lost a second there, right? You can totally see he lost a second there. There we go. Runs up. So classic for real. Asked with a $2 super chat, what if at the end of the stage the player stays silent, Electra shoots at M? That's what happens. And Dylan, my friends, I boosted the TWINE speedrun.com leaderboard. Thank you, Dylan, for doing that. That'll get some more exposure. I'll have to make a post about the new site as well, so thank you for that. And yeah, thanks guys for the super chats. Much appreciated. So here we go. I want to see... What was I want to see? Oh, the cameras. How many, like, you know, Mississippis. Right here. So he pauses for this, loses a second there, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. He's moving kind of at 4. So that's cool. We're going to keep that in mind as we watch Henrik's run. 5 seconds faster. And see how much faster, you know, how much time he may be saved over boss in this situation. And now this is the current world record. And, oh, wow, this one's going to go to our longtime pal and SpeedLore champion, frequent emailer of video ideas, Sul Arak. A huge thanks to Sul Arak for your support of SpeedLore on Patreon. Let's watch this Henrik, Fallen Angel Secret Agent 108, baby. So this is standard practice. Got to go up here and grab that box. Must be done. And that's because that has the fingerprint scanner. You cannot go and scan Bullion's fingerprint without it. So Henrik jumps down, really shoots Bullion quick. You know, much quicker than boss, frankly. But we're comparing like something from 07 to 2013. And see, Henrik jumps up that corner of the stair there. Strafes in. Up the stairs. He's going to pause once. You know, maybe boss didn't know you could pause. It was still a controversial thing. 1, 2, 3. So really, Henrik saved like a good 1.5 to 2 seconds on the cameras. That's just Henrik honing his skill and his ability and aptitude. Skipping Gabor. Really now I can see, after we've seen more runs, and that happens for the night, you can see how much faster these are. It's very impressively done. Strafes right in, bingo bango, and Electra has been silenced. What a run. Colin with a super chat. Love you, Goose. Twine is a gem. Thank you, Colin, for that super chat. Very, very nice. And yeah, there's Henrik's 108 on Fallen Angel. Pretty remarkable run. Well done. And yeah, let's just take another look to ponder the quick speed of this remarkable speed run. In fact, there we go. What a beauty. Strafing down. And there's a guard here, right? But you just ignore him. I wonder if he turned auto aim off. Because on Double O Agent, you get use. And look at this, right? It's like, could you press Z more quickly there? And the answer is I'm not actually sure because of the way Bullion passes away. and the timing at which his fingerprint gets retrieved. So anyways, here we go. 1, 2, 3. That was much quicker than boss, and carries on, and it's a good run. Could 107 be possible? If it's possible on secret, could it also be possible on 00? We'll find out. And let's see how things go here. Strafing up and jumping up the hill here, the stairs, bingo bango, and we are going to silence the one and only Electra. And Henrik, for fun, comes back here and strafes down the stairs. That was pretty cool, wasn't it? So there is the beautiful 108. Good stuff. Oh yeah, Decarnix, a huge welcome to you and everyone else in chat here. Okay, wonderful. So, what else are we going to want? Oh, you know what is funny? Check this out. Henrik, very recently, there's been a burst in activity. Henrik very recently duplicated this time. Let's watch Henrik getting another 108 just the other day with more modern perspective. Let's see what we got here. So he has auto aim on still. That looked a bit slower than his original 108. Again, did he take a moment to line up his aim there? Or did he not? You know, that's something that I don't know. So let's see here. He's going to pause. Bingo bango. Press Z. Beautiful. Shooting out the cameras and carrying on. And that was actually a really quick camera shots in my opinion. There we go. Pretty much full strafe lock. Little bit of broken the strafe, but skipping Gabor. Very impressive camera shots, which is cool. Could you spam Z as you're walking to scan the fingerprint? You know what? I'm not actually sure, Turtle, if that's something that has a bit of a cooldown on it. I know the game is fussy. A way that I'll describe the game being fussy is that, like, if you reload and hold Z, you don't start firing automatically, which is a bit annoying in Troll. It kind of like locks you out if you kind of hold Z too much. So in that case, spamming the Z button usually doesn't work, unfortunately. But hey, there's 108, more 108s on Secret Agent. And, yeah, that's Secret Agent. Okay, we're going to get to Agent here in a second. And, check it out. Oh, here's the old ranks on speedrun.com. We're going to watch some 59 stuff. And if we look at the new rankings, we got some 105s. Okay. Unfortunately here, Boss does not have a video for the Fallen Angel Agent. One may have existed at some point. And what record did he have, right? In 02, Pernicious P had 108 Agent, which is kind of funny because we just saw a bunch of 108s on Secret Double Agent. Boss got down to 104. Henrik also got 104. We now see the record on Agent is, all the way down to 59. Yeah, good Mackie, it's probably true that, well, somewhat true. That, the game has to be good enough. He said Goose is the only reason anyone is speedrunning the game. It's somewhat true in that, I've brought a lot of light to it, which is interesting. But the game itself had to be relatively interesting, and there had to be willing participants. And so I'm glad that we have seen that for the fun of it, just for the fun of it. So in this case, I'm actually going to watch some of these other slower runs first. Let's watch Red Screen's Fallen Angel 110 first. And then we'll watch Big Tommy and Speedrun Trainers 105s. And then we'll watch the 59 of Henrik. Oh, we're good, Captain Blue. We're good. We're good. Nice fingerprint scan. Wonderful. Strafing up, baby. You know, I'm very, you know, I'm keen to showcase these guys' runs, you know, Red Screen and Tommy and Speedrun Trainer, because they've been a big part of the sort of Twine renaissance here. So there's some taking time to line up the shots. You wonder if you could just strafe through there, right? That's the big thing. Could you strafe through and, you know, at full speed shoot the camera? Oh, there's a bit of struggle there. That's okay. And not have to take out the cameras and make it without before the doors close, before the glass encloses you in there. That's the big question. And maybe one day a strategy will be found, you know? Yeah, Turtle, that'd be cool as heck if you played some Twine. DeCarnick says, I still recognize all the sound effects, and like, so do I. Absolutely. Okay, so there's red screens 110. You could see some mishaps here and there. So let's watch a slightly faster run of Big Tommy Man. Big Tommy Man is also an underground rapper based out of Virginia, just so you know. So Tommy runs out here. You don't have to go up. This is Agent. You don't have to go up and, wow. And grab the fingerprint scanner. But that was an interesting kind of lining up the shots with the Walther PPK. Jumping up. Strafing through. Strafing around, baby. Gets the Soviet. Takes out this guy. Pauses. Pauses for the thingamajig. And, here we go. Camera. And you wonder, like, what happens if you, like, I try to myself just strafing right through, get stuck in that area. These walls come down on you. They trap you with toxic gas. And, can it be skipped? Maybe. Maybe one day. The door's only open a crack there. Pretty creaky door. Thanks, Bluebot in chat. Nice, interest. I guess he was out of ammo, so he had to, like, go for a guard's ammo there, which is kind of funny to silence Electra. And I also wonder if you could silence her with a stunner, maybe. A guard comes and shoots you. Pretty insane. There we go, 105. Fallen Angel 105. Let's check out Speedrun Trainers 105. So another 105 here. Did he grab the... Okay, you get it. Oh, he switches the silenced. Interesting. He presses BZ to get the silenced. Shoots it there. Nice. Oh yeah, Classic For Real mentions Big Tommy's old... I referenced this in the earlier tonight in the Haunted Facility and in a previous video posted to my channel. And you know what? Interesting, Classic For Real. Thanks again for the super chat. Speedrun Trainer also has some very old GoldenEye and speedrunning videos on his YouTube channel. And so it's amazing to see that these guys are still active and still participating in this 20 years later, you know, as am I. But just seeing that, like, old video on a channel is pretty remarkable. I think my oldest one on this channel is from 2007. It's like a Silo Secret Agent speedrun. Yes, indeed. Good day, Lord Narwhal in chat. And everyone in chat, of course. Yeah, that's exactly it. Huge reaction in chat. And hey, I don't want to get too intense, but who knows what'll happen before the end of the night. We could get another record or something, you know? So who knows, my friends? Who knows? And there we see Speedrun Trainer with a 105, which is pretty amazing. Pretty good stuff, Speedrun Trainer. And congratulations. So now the only agent run left is Henrik's, which we'll show in a moment here. I see a wonderful super chat from Adrian. A huge super chat. Go Goose, you provided us all years of anxiety relief and comfort. Time to pay the piper. Thank you for existing. Hope you know how much we'll appreciate you. Wow. That is truly, truly remarkable. A huge thanks on that magnificent super chat. What an insane one. I'll give that one a huge heart. And yeah, thanks. I appreciate it immensely. I'm glad you're enjoying this, just everything. And that is really what I am hoping to do more than ever now. I'm really kind of getting to a point where I'm taking it even more seriously than ever before. You know, upping my production volume and just keeping things calm and cozy, you know, that everyone can kind of take a break, you know, and come together and just ponder the wonderful ways of N64 nostalgia and these sorts of things. So there you go. Thank you, Adrian. Much appreciated. And yeah, let's get to the next run here, which is going to be Weister's 59. So we just watched a bunch of 105s, Big Tommy, and Speedrun Trainer. What does a 59 look like? And, you know, this 59, another remarkable run, it's going out to another SpeedLore champion. And this one's going to go out to the one and only FC Bojangles. A huge thanks to you, FC Bojangles, for your support of SpeedLore on Patreon. Let's take a look at Henrik's record from 11 plus 12 years ago, 2013, 59. I mean, how fast is he going to shoot bully in? Like, wow, almost instant headshot. Really quick scanner, aim the scanner. So this is the difference. And you can really see there's sort of 3 or 4, I would say 4 critical points is what I would call them on the stage. The bullion shot, the camera shots, the lock shot on M, and the fingerprint pickup. Those are the 4 really... And I like how the Q's text is still going here. But, like, those are the 4 like most critical points on the stage, and we can see Henrik is just blasting through them. It's really unbelievable. We got to give this one a second watch because it's quite something. Unbelievable. Remarkable run, baby. 59 seconds by Henrik. And let's check it out once more. And this is really the entire course of Fallen Angel history, as has been shown on the rankings, which are now across speedrun.com and twine007.com. We've watched every significant run in the history of the stage. Or have we? You know? Okay. So, a good question in chat. Alex Mirando asks, are there boosts in Twine? And the answer is, like, yes, there are. There are certainly boosts in Twine. But they're kind of less climactic or exacting as in GoldenEye. And so you do get some boosts and some pushes forward, but they're not necessarily that critical, especially on a stage like this. On Turncoat, which is more of a strafing stage, they're a bit more important. But on a stage like this, kind of the movement and those sorts of 4 critical points are what are more important, I would say. So there's Henrik's 59, which is cool. Okay, so there you go. Amazing stuff, amazing runs. And, but what happens next? Okay, so Ralph asks in chat, what is the SpeedLore channel? If I type @SpeedLore, what happens? It is youtube.com/@SpeedLore, by the way. And I will be uploading this with titles and whatnot there in the next couple days. That's kind of the SpeedLore, almost the SpeedLore archive, I guess, at this point. But, yeah, so check that out, follow that, and I do have another question to ponder in a moment. But our pal Lord Narwhal in chat with a $20 super chat. I have such fond memories of being in summer classes in college and watching your live streams in the middle of the night 13 years ago. Thank you, Lord Narwhal. I appreciate that. I really do. And you know, you're right. You said 13. I was like, oh my god, is it 13? And it is, which is amazing. 2012, like fall 2012 is when I first started streaming. Right around this time of year, probably late September, early October 2012. It was a weird summer for me. I was in my early 20s, and I was watching Siglemic and the one known as Wright, the one with the surname Wright, who has altered given names many times, including now being known as Nova. But these streams were truly remarkable and got me interested in streaming. And the whole Speedrun Lives era, I need to do a video on the whole Speedrun Live era about like why it felt kind of different and more nostalgic and just meaningful. I don't know. It was really, really insane. It was really remarkable. It felt like it mattered a lot, I guess. And it's interesting now because we reach so many more people. More people know about speedrunning and stuff. But yeah, just like it's a very interesting thing to ponder. Okay. So thanks, guys. Thanks, Normal. And thanks again for that other insane super chat by Adrian. Truly remarkable. And thanks to everyone else for super chatting all this stuff throughout the stream. Okay, so now we're in a little bit of an interesting moment here because moments before stream, I was alerted of a situation in which a fella by the name of Peep had kind of left. Showed up and left. That's the mysterious Peep, is it not? The Peep we all know and love. You know, Peep. If we look at Turncoat, you know, Peep was active and got Turncoat Agent and so on. And if we look at the home page, the rankings, the leaders, Peep has 8 records. Peep is like the second best after Weister, you know? But Peep a few weeks ago left the new Twine Discord, left the situation at hand, and it was kind of mysterious Peep vanishing once again. Just kind of the nature of the person. I probably told people I was going to do Fallen Angel a few weeks ago, SpeedLore. And so there's enough heads up if you want to join the party to play and participate. And I guess Peep decided that they indeed wanted to do that. And, well, actually, Tom asked if Peep's bomb defuse record, which was Underground Uprising Agent, was beaten. And the answer is yes. I actually have a video about it 2 or 3 videos ago. The Twine Revolution. That one talks about it. So, yeah. That's the case there. So that Twine... Henrik got it using a new trick where he could kind of warp through the train, which was interesting. Anyways, Peep is like, hey, Goose. Hey, Goose, I got some runs just in time for Twine SpeedLore. So here is Peep tying Henrik's 59 agent, a time that remained untied since 2013. Here's Peep tying that record. And let's see the run. It honestly doesn't look as fast thus far from Henrik's run. But let's see. That was a nice... Oh, wow. I have to go and rewatch that. That was insane. Whoa. Pretty troll there. Oh, insane movement. Up, up, up. Up and around. And in. Wow, blowing up the fire extinguisher for no reason. Peep is the ultimate man of mystery. It's too much. 59, baby. Unbelievable. What a time. This was unbelievable right here. Not a TAS. This is played. and it only ties Henrik's time. Like that, switching to the fingerprint and full strafe in, his cameras were slower than Henrik's. And I think it's like the auto aim was still affecting it over here. Like, you see, like the auto aim is trying to target. It's actually, I believe it's Electra running up the stairs there. In the actual game, you can see it better. But the auto aim is targeting that. Yeah. So that's where he lost. Is 58 possible? Might be. Spoiler, there's no 58 coming tonight. But there is a 108 secret agent. So this is Bo Peep's 108 secret agent tying Henrik's 108. So here we go. Another record tied. I'll let you in on a secret ahead of time. Bo Peep did not send me a 00 agent run. So there's no 108 00 coming. Gets a little bit of a slower fingerprint scan than we come to expect. Strafing up. Shot. Again, insane. Man, he's got to turn auto aim off. Maybe, I don't know. Like, he should play 00 agent because auto aim won't affect him there. He could get 107 00. Maybe even really nice shots there. And looking up down is underappreciated because you have to, like, the C buttons are your jumper, but it's the whole jumping mechanic uses a set of buttons that makes looking up and down more difficult. Like, this run just looks so fast. I'm impressed. So there we go. We got that Bo Peep, baby. That Bo Peep 108. What a remarkable world record there, tying Henrik's record. And where's the ranks again? It's just that. So look, that brings Bo Peep to 10 records. You know, 2 more records he just unhoarded there. Pretty amazing. You know, Kyle Jolie, I've been thinking about doing SpeedLore again for GoldenEye SpeedLore, maybe in 2026. That's as much as I'll say. You know, 9 years has passed since most episodes. That's, you know, pretty much, you know, what I'll say for now. Could GoldenEye SpeedLore return? That is something that I suppose we'll find out, you know, in due time. The book, thank you for the $5 super chat, our friend, the book. And, yeah, so Bo Peep's now back up to 10 records. And the records now on Fallen Angel, we'd see him with 59 and 108. Or would we? My friends, Bo Peep sent along 1 or 2 more things of interest. Here is a speedrun, the last speedrun of the night that we will see. A remarkable speedrun indeed. Bo Peep, Fallen Angel, Secret Agent. And this one goes out to our SpeedLore champion, the one and only Mr. Moxie. A longtime supporter. Thank you, Mr. Moxie, for your support of SpeedLore on Patreon. Let's watch Bo Peep, baby. Fallen Angel, Secret Agent. What's it gonna be? I think we can probably guess. Let's take a look. Really nice shots. Pretty quick fingerprint scan. It might be about as quick as possible just because you can't, you have to wait for Bullion to, like, fall over and land on his back. That was a nice snipe. Okay, so he does pause here. So it's one of those things we have to limit, like, the pauses to 1 pause per run, because pausing does seem to probably help, you know? Even if it doesn't, you know, 1 pause isn't going to, like, destroy the timer. But pausing is faster than not pausing, I guess, you know? Yeah, red screens. What do you think? I mean, it's... You can probably... Oh, that was a bit of a hang-up. I think he was just faster with the cameras. Bo Peep, Fallen Angel, Secret Agent, 107, new untied world record. New untied world record. Bo Peep alerted this to me 20 minutes before I went live tonight. Let's watch it one more time here. Grabs the thing. Down the stairs. SLM asks, is Bo Peep okay? Sounds like something ominous might have happened. Yes and no. I mean, like, Bo Peep is fine. He's just an interesting guy who cares a lot about privacy and, like, leaves the internet every, like, few months. Which, you know, like, I don't know. I kind of, in my original Bo Peep video, I described him as being sort of like a sovereign citizen type of guy. You know, which may not be, like, true, but also not false, you know? Like, just a very kind of I'll rather say a skeptic of big tech. Which I think is a fair thing to be, quite frankly. Who wouldn't want to, not to get political after I just told chat not to, but, like, who wouldn't be a little bit skeptical of Palantir and Anduril and these sorts of things? Little hang up there. I guess I'm kind of amazed that this was 107, quite frankly. Just because a hang up there, and the fingerprint pickup wasn't that amazing. Maybe I'll examine this further and do some comparisons and whatnot, but there's the new record, baby. 107, Fallen Angel Secret Agent. So congratulations to Bo Peep. And the last thing he sent in, and it's not a world record, but it's like, is skipping the camera possible? So he sent me this clip. And it's like a failed run that's not that interesting. But, so he tries to go for a camera skip and actually hits it. So he messes up the door. So he goes here, okay? Now watch carefully. And this could save time on all the difficulties, you know? So just watch. So he messes up. Failed run. This is a normal run. Okay, watch carefully. One camera misses that one and makes it. Usually that doesn't happen. You know? But he makes it, and he goes back here, and he's like, here's the room now. It's closed, and there's this toxic gas everywhere. You know what? I'm actually going to even show what happens in this situation. Because, like, I kind of feel like I should have shown that earlier. But, like, here. I'm going to show you exactly what happens when you play the stage and you get caught by the cameras. So if I go here, I need to do that. Okay, perfect. This should load up Twine, right? My friends. Maybe unsupported mode. Oh my god. Maybe I just did break my EverDrive. I left that crashed version of GoldenEye on for like the entire time. And I might have fried. I'm kidding. I don't think I actually fried my EverDrive, but like maybe. Oh my god, did I? Did I crash my EverDrive? Did it write like leaky code in? I doubt I fried my EverDrive, but you know, I'm sure I could change the micro SD card and it would be fine. This should be Twine. I have the actual cartridge in now, so this should be fine. That would be insane if I actually broke my EverDrive. Yeah, the SD card, right? That's exactly it. By the way, not to get sports, but I've literally had on a tablet the Detroit Tigers Seattle Mariners game going this entire speedlore, like slightly glancing off to the side, and they're now in like the 13th inning and it's tied and the winner moves on, and it's like pretty insanely fried. I've been trying to pay attention to it while doing this episode, but anyways, so that's something. Tom, next stream. So okay, so here's a couple things I'm gonna talk about. I certainly want to stream more. I like stream on YouTube. It's fun. I also ponder about, like, here's the thing. I don't want to just, like, stream speedrun attempts on YouTube. When I do YouTube streams, I want to have them be more produced things, like speedlores, or like specific challenges, or certain playthroughs and investigations. But I do want to play some speedrun attempts. Should I do it on Kick or Rumble? You know, what do you guys think? What would be a better place to do that? Because I've been pondering it, and thanks, guard. Oh, sorry. Okay, I need the fingerprint first. So this is how you play the stage, by the way. This is me playing the stage that I just showed you about for an hour. I should have done this to start, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh my god, there's so many guards. Okay. So you come down here, you shoot Bullion. He's gonna like back up and fall and pass away. So then I have to pause or take out the fingerprint scanner. I go to gadgets. There it is. And you have, oh yeah, Bullion can also fall in not the right spot. But I'll show you what's up here. Oh, re-seeing the cart, interesting idea. So yeah, let's go in here. So this is what happens in that room if you don't shoot the cameras. And on 00 Agent, you like die pretty quickly. On Agent, it may be like salvage. Okay, so here's the scanner, right? Okay, so let's say there's Electro running up. Now let's say I don't shoot the cameras and strafe through. Well, look, this thing comes down and gets me. And now this toxic gas is coming in and I'm passing away. Okay. So what, you have to grapple up here. I have to go gadgets, or not gadgets, weapons, watch, grapple. I have to press Z. The grapple comes down. I jump and I grapple up and out of here. That, and you go up the ladder. And now you go here, you see? And there's another ladder. And so now we're back up at the top, you see? So that is what happens. You get stuck in that room if you don't shoot the cameras. So the question is, you know, can you somehow strafe right through at full speed like we just saw Bo Peep do on this run? You know, he misses this. And then he just goes for it, and it's insane. He's through. So this is, as crazy as it is, and I only found out about this literally moments before this speed lore, is like, is this possible to shoot out the cameras and make it? Because you're not supposed to. So that's what I find pretty remarkable. Wow, thank you for the book. Another super chat. We've hit our goal. And I put a goal to do a haunted GoldenEye live stream around Halloween. So thank you all to all the super chatters today who helped me hit that goal. That's remarkable and much appreciated. So thank you all for that. And yeah, that is pretty much that for the episode, my friends. We got to update the rankings. You know what's really cool? I just noticed with the total time, because speedrun.com doesn't have this. We are very close to getting sub 1 hour in this game. And I think if the pace of play continues, we will get to sub 1 hour within the next year, I would say. So that is something to watch for, and that's pretty cool. But there you go, my friend. There is the story of The World Is Not Enough's Fallen Angel stage. A huge thanks to everyone who watched and chatted tonight. And a huge thanks, of course, to the SpeedLore Legends and channel members. I had a remarkable time doing this episode tonight. Amazing runs by everybody, especially Henrik's historical runs, Boss, and these new runs by Bo Peep. I bet this level will change pretty soon. I think we're going to find a way to skip the camera. I think it's going to happen. And so who knows how much time will be cut from this stage and other stages over the next little while. But thanks to everyone for watching and hanging out. Hopefully there'll be a new episode pretty soon, next few weeks, next month, and I hope to stream here on YouTube again in the soon and near future. Stay true, my friends, and have a good night. Well, as you may have guessed, here is a remarkable post-credit scene in which, yes, Weister Henrik Norgren did indeed see this Bo Peep clip of him possibly skipping the camera. Weister went to work, experimenting with a few things himself, and was able indeed to figure out that you could skip the cameras. He even found an old post where he explored the possibility of doing this back in 2013, but he kind of learned that the cameras are in a bit of a cycle, and so it wasn't very doable on Agent based on the cycle of the cameras. It was more doable on Secret and Double Agent, but he just never ended up actually fully fleshing it out and finding a viable strategy. Either way, he has now achieved a new untitled record of Fallen Angel Secret Agent 106. That is the new world record. Nothing new on Double Agent or Agent, but time will tell. And so there's Oyster getting back his record that Peep had revealed for, one day in Untied. There's the post credits, my friends. The Twine things just keep happening. Stay true, and I'll see you in the next stream or video.